Welcome to ARC's Industrial Podcast with Cyient on the theme Agentic AI in Digital Engineering. I'm the host, Leena Kanickaraj, Client Manager, Sales and Marketing. In this podcast today, we have a guest from Cyient, the President and Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Rajaneesh Kini, who is driving innovation and shaping the company's technological future. With over 25 years of experience, he is a proven leader in digital transformation, pioneering next gen solutions that keep Signed ahead of the curve. Passionate about technology's evolving landscape, he focuses on building competitive market ready solutions while fostering a culture of continuous learning and growth. His vision ensures science stays at the cutting edge, delivering future ready innovations that make a global impact. And along with Mr. Rajanish, we'll be having my colleague Mr. Rajkumar Paira from ARC Advisory Group, Director of Research. He'll be joining with us for this interesting discussion. Rajkumar leads and manages a team of researchers to conduct cutting edge research in the field of industrial process, equipment and control systems, automation and IT engineering services, industrial IoT, and digital transformation. Welcome, Mr. Rajaneesh Kini. It's nice to have you with us today to understand how science is integrating artificial intelligence AI across various sectors to improve efficiency, promote innovation, and address specific industry challenges. Sir, what do you think? AI is evolving every day and making an impact across industries. How do you see AI impacting ER&D companies?
Thank you, Lina, and thank you, Raj, for the discussion today, and thank you for your time. AI obviously is evolving significantly, as we know, for the last 12 months plus. There has been a lot of hype and discussions around AI, right? But especially with the Gen AI coming into picture, things have significantly changed, and the attention and the investment across the industries is significantly high, as we know. I think what's happening is that while many of the IT operations and back office functions, BPO functions started using AI more from a computer vision perspective, RPA perspective, etc., for years now. With Gen AI, the impact on more creative industries like engineering, right, will be much more, right? I see engineering as a creative industry because design, as well as manufacturing or aftermarket has to continuously evolve, and there are new ideas that has to come into picture. And that's where I think the traditional AI and the Gen AI coming together is making a big impact. We are specifically looking at significantly leveraging AI as an augmented worker for our workforce in engineering across the design, manufacturing, and aftermarket life cycle, both on the product life cycle as well as on the software development life cycle. So that's where we are.
Thanks, Mr. Rajnish. Rajkumar, do you have any questions on this?
Yes, thanks, Lina, and thanks, Rajnish, for the session. And I have a specific question on how is ER&D ecosystem evolving for this, and what is science doing in this space, and how agentic AI differs from basically traditional AI systems.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Raj. Yeah, so I'll start from the last question, that which is agentic AI, right? So I see agentic AI as a coming together of various technologies and AI working as an agent to really bring them together, right? Traditionally, you had APIs, interfaces, various platform products, right? So whether it is SAP or UiPath or various products out there that you used to use, and the decision making was always dependent on some of the uh, human workers, right? So that's how it was. Can you use AI to bridge that gap and bring these technologies together? And that's where really agentic AI comes into picture. And also another challenge on the AI side has been the efficiency and accuracy of AI, right? So whether it is 50% accurate, 70% accurate, it's still not 100%. With an agentic approach where you go through in a circular approach, you can really get to a much more accuracy, and that's where I think agentic AI is more successful. At Cyient, we have really started using AI as well as agentic AI approach. We started with the software development lifecycle as a project right in the last 6 months, which has been very successful. What we did is really used we always have this code development tools like GitHub Copilot. We partnered with a code review company. We partnered with a test automation company, and bringing them all together using AI. Right. So what happens is you develop code, you pass it on to the review system, where it gets reviewed, and then you have various feedback coming in. You pass it back to the code development system. Similarly, go to the testing, errors identified, pass it back to the code development system, and complete that life cycle, right? So, and it is definitely improving the efficiency, and the involvement of the human workers are being reduced. Again, it's a co-worker solution. I would say it's an augmented worker solution that helps our engineers to do better rather than doing it on its own. It's not at 100% level yet. Similarly, whether it is on design side, stress analysis side, planned automation side, we are finding agentic AI to be much more useful, and that's where we are doing a lot of investments today to make sure we are bringing AI to the forefront of engineering processes.
Okay, I think this is good, and in fact, the point you mentioned about the safety side, that is really making get a very good impact in the, at least in the manufacturing spaces. So coming to my another question, which basically on the industry side, basically which industries or manufacturing sectors are currently benefiting the most from the agentic AI, and what ways does agentic AI enhance operational efficiency?
Yeah, sure. I think the way we are looking at the market, we work with a lot of very heavy compliance oriented industries, right? Government controlled industries like aerospace, healthcare, almost all of them, rail, right? All of them have very heavy industrial compliance requirements from the governments. And the biggest impact that we have seen is on the last mile of the engineering life cycle, which is on the regulatory compliance, right? Or aftermarket services, right? Technical documentation, right? That's where I think a lot of impact is already there. We have, for example, used AI for a lot of regulatory documentation more effectively. We have to still go through a lot of manual checking and verifications, but it gets much more easier when you're using AI capabilities for that. Similarly, on the tech publication side, right, when you're using, let's say, an aircraft comes back to your MRO facility, and you have a lot of documentation around what needs to be done, but using AI for tech publications as well as the diagnostic side of the MRO is something that we are actively using today, right? And it has helped us to improve the efficiencies to the tune of 40 to 60%, depending on the scenario, and improve the efficiency of uh, the diagnostic engineer, right, significantly. So that is probably the number one area. The number two, if I take up, is more inside the plant, right? When you're operating a plant, we developed a solution called Plant Advisor, right, which can kind of gather the data from multi-model systems. It could be a streaming data from IoT, it could be image data, it could be the tech publications data, Word documents data, but all of them, and bring together insights that can help improve the operations inside the plant. And we have for a customer, we kind of provided about 67 insights or recommendations to be implemented in the plant, right? Out of that 67 recommendations, almost 70% of them were found applicable and valid, right? So I mean, obviously, after a recommendation, a human worker or a manager verifies that data, and then it goes to implementation. And with this implementation, we were able to save about 10 million for the plant operations, which is a significant efficiency improvement on an year-on-year basis. So
Yeah,
aftermarket and manufacturing, and then it is also getting to the design side, right, where you have more creative intelligence that can be applied.
no, this is really great. Nice to see Cyient working in this space, helping the manufacturing sectors. And while doing that, what do you feel means? What are the primary challenges in integrating this agentic AI with the basically legacy systems in digital marketing?
Yeah, I think the legacy systems needs some fine tuning or some changes so that the output coming out of that is more usable for AI, right? And AI can really interpret the information coming out. Therefore, there is a change required in many platform products or the vendor products that are in use, right? For example, if you take a design solution, there is Dassault, there is Altair or Ansys, right? Various products. And good news is that most of these product vendors are significantly customizing their product to make sure the AI interaction is easier. For example, Team Center launched their own chat GPT version for their Team Center. So it's easier to integrate AI and ask questions as well as get information out of that system. So the job of Building an end-to-end agentic AI can work only when each of these products are ready for AI, right, and have the AI ready kind of versions, which is happening very quick. And then some players like Cyient have to really come into picture to bring the experience of engineering in this LLM models, right? So that's probably the second challenge, right? Whatever experience we have from our engineers, how can you bring into the trained models so that you can do it in practice in actual customer environments. Third challenge, of course, is cost. LLMs are still very costly. We are trying a lot of SLM solutions, which can probably be a little more efficient. And I think that's probably the way going forward, where SLMs will be more and more used than the large language models, which are very expensive.
Yeah, that's great. Means we talk so much on the technology side. I have this question is a little related to the business side. So basically, my question is, how can businesses measure the ROI of implementing this agentic AI in their digital engineering processes?
Yeah, ROI has been a challenge for many organizations, right? I think it's a very important question. So we also started in the beginning, we were trying to create the AI value proposition and then find the use case, right? So where that proposition can be implemented. But in the last 6 to 9 months, we have changed that approach, right? Where instead of finding an AI use case which can provide ROI, we're really trying to find what are the challenges with our engineering players and engineering processes and use AI to fix those processes, right? So it's a reverse approach, right? Rather than saying setting up an AI COE and say, okay, AI COE should be used by everybody, we're trying to go back to the engineering business managers or process managers, find the issue, and then try to solve them. And obviously, the ROI is related to that use case then, right? And therefore, you can directly measure whatever benefit that they were looking at that fixing that problem, right? For example, traceability, right? It's a big challenge in engineering to make sure the quality and traceability is complete. And many companies that are going through a regulatory challenge, compliance challenge, need that on a real time basis, right? So that's two kind of ROIs there. One ROI is just the cost benefit, but AI brings in much more than cost benefit, which is more of a compliance benefit, making sure your long term you're not getting into any kind of regulatory issues with the government bodies or other things. So there is a settled savings that you do on a long term basis, right? You may not pay those fines in future and things like that as well. So when you look at the ROI of an AI use case, I think you have to make sure you're looking at not just immediate cost savings, right? But you have to also look at long-term use case benefits, customer experience improvements, right? So these are all positive improvements that will come into picture. Cost saving at the process level is the first one. Then you have long-term cost benefits and then customer experience improvement. So ROI is measured at all these three levels, Raj.
I think thanks, Rajesh. I think this is a very good discussion we had, and I am sure this will benefit to our audience. Thanks, Rajneesh again. Lena, please
Yes.
take.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
thanks both of you, Mr. Rajaneesh Kini and Rajkumar, for sharing your thoughts and insights on industrial AI. Your insights and expertise were truly inspiring. The way you broke down complex concepts and illustrated the practical applications of agentic AI was both engaging and enlightening. As someone passionate about digital engineering, I found your discussion incredibly valuable. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experiences. Your work is making a significant impact, and we look forward to more of your enlightening content in the future. Thank you once again for sharing your knowledge and time. Thank you.
Thank you. Lakshmi.
Thank you. Thanks, Lena.